Hello students, good morning. This is Professor S.B. Vendigiri, Department of Economics, taking online classes for post-semester students. Dear students, in the last class, in my fourth video lecture of fifth unit, that is MNCs, in that particular lecture, I have explained very systematically the BRICS, most important topic for the examination point of view. Hope all of you are understood. Now in today's fifth lecture of the same topic, let us have a look on the International Monetary Fund, which is popularly known as IMF. It is also most important question even in 5 marks as well as 15 marks. They may ask in the examination for 5 marks like write a note on IMF, International Monetary Fund. Okay, and the same question may be asked in the 15 marks as well. IMF. Do you know something about IMF? Try to understand now very systematically. IMF is an international financial institution. It's a financial organization, what we call it as. Okay, at international level. IMF is a platform for each country of the world to make their own status in the world market. It provides a good platform to a member nation to make its own market for its own products in the foreign market. And it boosts the capacity of the country at international level to showcase itself as developing country as well as developed country. IMF is the outcome of the Bretton Woods Conference, which was established on 27th December 1945 and started functioning in March 1947. After 1.5 years of its establishment, it was start functioning on March 1947. Its establishment regarded as an important landmark in the history of world economic cooperation. It's a great achievement and a great step towards global development. Okay, development at global level and as well as the world economic cooperation. How to bring all the countries of the world in a single track. How to create cooperation amongst different countries. Cooperation in case of financial matters, in case of political matters, in case of environmental aspects. Okay, how to bring all countries on a single platform. It's an experience of bringing all countries, maximum number of member countries on a single platform. That is called as IMF. Okay, the initial capital was 8.8 billion US dollars and had a 35 member countries in the beginning. In the year 1945, only 8.8 billion US dollars initial capital was there for IMF and only 35 member countries were there in the beginning. But at present, as of 2019, there are 189 member countries in IMF. Okay, India is the founder member of IMF, has not taken any financial assistance since 1993. India is one of the founder member of IMF. Up to 1993, India has got financial assistance, but after 1993 till date, it has not got any type of financial assistance from IMF. IMF, it is a United Nations specialized agency Okay, it is a United Nations specialized agency, for example. Okay, and its headquarters is in Washington DC, United States. Presently, the headquarters of IMF is in Washington DC, United States, and 89 resident representative offices and 6 regional offices are there in case of IMF. Okay, the current managing director and chairwoman of IMF is Bulgarian economist who is called Kristalina Georgieva. Georgieva, who has taken the charge from 1st October 2019. Okay, she is the chairwoman of International Monetary Fund. Now look at the three major functions of International Monetary Fund. IMF introduced only because of these three important major functions. Look at that. First function is overseeing economic development. The first aim, the first theme of IMF was to increase economic development of maximum number of member countries. Okay, and lending to the member nations. Providing lending means providing financial assistance to the member nations specifically to bring balances in balance of payments of those member countries. Okay, to bring balance in BOP position of a member country, for example. And third important function is capacity building. How to increase the capability of a nation to overcome the difficulties, to overcome the problems, to overcome the crisis like financial crisis, environmental crisis, okay, political instability. So it has given a good platform to overcome the difficulties. How to overcome the difficulties? Okay, so because of these three major functions, IMF established on 1945. Okay, now look at the objectives of IMF, International Monetary Fund. The first objective is to foster global monetary cooperation. It means what? To increase the cooperation amongst different countries only in case of financial matters. Okay, how to increase the cooperation between number of different member countries in case of only financial matters. Once countries got the membership under IMF, they have to finance to the member countries, whichever country is running under, for example, under developing position, and the developing countries as well as developed countries is to provide financial assistance for that particular member country. Okay, each country have its own cooperation amongst themselves once they got the membership of IMF. Okay, next one, to secure financial stability. How to bring financial stability in the domestic economy of member nations. Financial security can be brought only with the help of stability in the exchange rate. Okay, when there is a stability in the exchange rate, we can bring financial stability in the country domestically. The exchange rate stability is very important variable instrument to bring balance in all the aspects of the nation. Okay, look at the third objective, that is only to ensure exchange rate stability. Once a country becomes the member of the IMF has all the rights to control the foreign exchange rates. Okay, to control, it's having complete control over the foreign exchange rates. Without the permission of the IMF, no member country is not having any rights to make immediate changes in the foreign exchange rates. Okay, it should not increase or decrease the currency rates without the permission of IMF once it's become the member country of International Monetary Funds. Okay. Next objective is to eliminate or minimize exchange restrictions by promoting multilateral payments. Look at that. The main objective of IMF is to eliminate and or minimizing the exchange restrictions. There are many countries which are having restrictions in case of foreign exchange as well as foreign trade, for example. If there are restrictions, there is no possibility of building good economic cooperations as well as good economic relations, friendly international relations amongst the country. To overcome such kind of difficulties, IMF tried to eliminate and minimize exchange restrictions between the member countries. It is for what? To promote multilateral payments. And each member country should accept the payments whichever is suggested by IMF. According to the IMF suggestions, each member country should accept its payments for its international trade between member countries. Okay. And next one is to facilitate international trade, to increase, to maximize the international trade between member countries. IMF established. Okay. And to promote high employment and sustainable economic growth. The main purpose, objective, motive behind IMF was also how to increase the number of employment opportunities to the people of member countries, as well as maintaining sustainable economic growth. Sustainable means continuous, keep going, what we call it as continuous and keep going development is called as sustainable economic growth or development. Okay. And next is to reduce poverty around the world. The main objective of the IMF was how to minimize, how to reduce, how to eradicate the poverty in the entire world, because in most of the developing countries poverty has become the culture. Right from beginning, most of the underdeveloping countries as well as developing countries having a problem of poverty. To overcome the difficulty of poverty, IMF has taken positive steps. Okay. And to provide financial assistance to bring balance of payments of the member nations. IMF is providing financial assistance only to bring balance of payments of member nations, and to provide SDRs as a paper gold currency to member nations to supplement the official reserves. The member countries can voluntarily exchange SDRs as currency among themselves. Very interesting objective. Look at that. SDR is a paper gold currency which is specially meant for only that member countries of IMF. SDR is a kind of currency which is given permission to use as a currency, use as a mode of payment for their different types of payments between the member countries. Okay, hope you understood. So it can avoid the mode of payments problems, the problem of mode of payments. It's a kind of multilateral payment mode. Even though the member countries which are accepting their payments in terms of gold as well as US dollars, they can also accept SDR paper gold currency as their payments, the mode of payment. So to avoid the mode of payments in international trade activities, IMF introduced special drawing rights as a paper gold currency to use it as a multilateral payment, for example. With this, I hope all of you understood about the introduction, functions as well as objectives of International Monetary Fund. If it is there in the examination, just brief out all these things. You will get more than your expectations. With this, let us stop our discussion. Remaining part of this same topic we shall discuss in the next video lecture. Thank you very much.